Welcome back to the Young Graph podcast. Today we're taking a look at Rodeo. Rodeo comes from the first time director Lola Quiveron and is about Julia, a woman on the fringe of society, lives off petty tricks and has a devouring, almost animal like passion for motorcycling. One summer day, she meets a group of bikers who are adept and cross bitumen, a trend that consists of riding at full speed and performing aerobatic tricks with one's machine, most of the time without a helmet. The heroine will infiltrate this clandestine circle, made up mainly of young men, before an accident weakens her position within the gang. So that's Rodeo, that premiered in Un Certain Regard over here at Cannes, and it is a very typical first director gig, I'd say. We get a bleaker outlook on life through the lens of a morally questionable lead that kind of does whatever she pleases. It's a call for freedom in a world all about survival. As the lead begins to explore the boundaries of what it is to be a lone wolf, I begin to connect a bit more with her. There's bits of how excruciating life can be if you're all alone, or what if you're around people that don't want to be around you, or what if people just suddenly disappear and are gone. All of these themes are touched upon in the film. Julia is portrayed in this raunchy, unapologetic way that you tend to get more frustrated by as the story moves along. But she's still framed in a way where all of her needs and her wants are very human and quite relatable. So the character as a whole is quite a mixed bag for me. And I'm unsure if this is more on the writing side or on the performance side on Julie Ledry, but I thought it was quite stiff and quite one note throughout the entire film, and every bit of subtlety kind of had to be dragged out of her, which I think might have been a part of the character as well, that's so reluctant to show any sort of vulnerability towards anyone else, and then she's really free when she gets to do quite liberating things. That's how she expresses herself. But I think in between, I didn't really get much out of the character a lot. So I thought that overall it was a bit lacking on that end. Although I do like when there's ambiguity in a character, I mean, especially in their morality. We don't need an explosive third act moment like in Joker, for example, but we don't get that here. We also don't get the complete other side of it. It's somewhere in between, which I think does make sense for the character. Uh, Funnily enough, this movie ends in a way where without spoiling it, is very much similar to maybe an earlier Fast and Furious film. And this film also doesn't set out to have this big explosive third act. It does have quite a bit of action packed into there throughout the entire thing. I think something that definitely needs to be shouted out is the cinematography on the side of framing these motorsport artists that do wheelies for ends and ends, just go on forever. I think those shots are done in a very dynamic way. And I think the movie ends in a way that is definitely a fun payoff at the end, but it didn't really resonate with me emotionally. Rodeo packs wheelies, heists, family, and freedom in a gritty package that explores Julia's bumpy ride trying to remain on the bull's back in a male-dominated scene of motorsports. And although that does kind of sound like Fast and Furious, it's Rodeo, and I'm landing on a 6 out of 10 for the film. If you want more coverage from the Cannes Film Festival, you can follow the audio feed and leave a like and subscribe over on YouTube. I'll see ya.